Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at an online store you might have seen around called nirosewashington.com.
Hmm.
It's all fashion, lifestyle stuff, and the whole brand is built on this really sweet story about two sisters, Nancy and Rose.
Right, the inspirational founders.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty simple. We're going to dive into the source material and pull out the key red flags that tell you if a site is legit. Because, when a story sounds that perfect.
You have to ask if it holds up.
Yeah. So let's unpack this. Does it?
Well, right off the bat, the sources show the entire foundation is questionable. The whole story seems digitally manufactured, which is the first major sign of trouble.
Okay, so let's start with the founders themselves, Nancy and Rose. The photos are meant to build that emotional trust. Well,
Of course. But when those images were actually checked, they turned out to be, well, AI generated.
yeah, so they're not even real people.
Not at all. And using fabricated faces is it's a very common tactic for these scam sites. It helps them seem real without, revealing who's actually running the show.
If you can't show your real founders, that's immediately suspicious.
Definitely. But it gets even deeper. The website claims it's celebrating its 19th anniversary.
19 years. I mean, that sounds incredibly impressive for a brand. That's a solid legacy.
It sounds solid. But this is where the source material reveals a huge, impossible mismatch.
Okay, so where does the timeline actually start?
The domain name, AnnieRoseWashington.com, was only registered in October of 2025.
Wait, October of this year?
Yes. So they're celebrating 19 years, but the website is barely weeks old. It strongly suggests the anniversary is completely made up to create this false sense of credibility.
That is a staggering difference. Okay, so the past is fabricated. What about their sales pitch right now? They've got these intense discounts.
Oh, yeah.
Up to 80% off, plus extra savings, and of course that 19-year anniversary sale ends today.
And that raises the big question. Why the rush? That pressure to buy quickly, before you have a chance to think or do your research.
That's the hallmark of these sites.
Exactly. They need you to act on impulse.
Yeah.
And the deception doesn't stop with the pricing. When investigators looked into the product photos,
Let me guess, they weren't their own.
not a single one. 0 original images. All of them were just copied from other places on the internet.
So if the photos are just scraped from other sites, what does that tell us about whether they actually, have the products?
That is a serious warning sign. If a seller isn't using their own photography, they probably don't own the inventory. They could be selling what we call ghost products.
Meaning they might not ship you anything at all.
Precisely.
And then if that happens, you hit the next wall.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of any basic infrastructure, how do you even reach them?
You probably can.
The website only has a single email ID. Is it
Yeah.
normal for a supposed 19-year-old business?
No, it's an immediate disqualifier for trust. Legit businesses give you multiple ways to get in touch. This site has no phone number, no physical address you can look up, no live chat.
Nothing.
Nothing. If you can't verify who they are or where they operate, you're on very thin ice.
And I guess that explains the final point. Despite claiming almost 2 decades in business, the sources found 0 external reviews. Not on Trustpilot, not anywhere.
Yeah, an established brand would have a footprint, good reviews, bad reviews, something.
So when you pull it all together,
Based on the AI-generated founders,
Yeah.
the fake anniversary, the copied photos, and the complete lack of contact details or reviews, the conclusion is pretty clear. The website is very likely not legitimate, and you should definitely avoid buying from it.
a textbook case of digital smoke and mirrors. So here is a final thought for you to chew on. How easy has it become for any online entity to just manufacture a convincing story of age and credibility? And what steps should you always take every single time to check that story before you click buy?